What's the scariest thing you could find in your room at 3 a.m.? I live alone, so pretty much anyone who isn't me. Ghost semen. Someone crouched down in the corner of the room. My own face. It still haunts me to this very day. My cat mocking my penis size. Me. Naked, meatball sub, milkshake, no napkins, possibly crying, possibly listening to Drake. The alarm clock set for 6 a.m. So as a kid or even as an adult, did you ever sit in the dark trying to sleep or be on your phone? And you look up for a second and you think someone is in the corner of the room? Then, you turn on the light and it's actually just your chair with some clothes in it or something like that. You can probably guess where this goes, but it's good, I promise. I didn't get so lucky. When I was about 14 years old, I lived in a neighborhood and there were robberies and stuff all the time. My family wasn't necessarily poor, but we always went with the cheaper option, so that's how we landed that house in this certain neighborhood. Don't get me wrong, the house was still kind of nice. Honestly, all of them were. This wasn't some ghetto situation where everyone is struggling and will do anything for a meal. No, it was more like people were genuine assholes and didn't care about the people around them. Anyways, it was probably like 10 or 11 o'clock and I always went to bed around that time for school and whatnot. Well, as I was getting ready for bed, I was in the bathroom and I could have sworn that I heard our back door opening. It really freaked me out, so I ran to my parents' room, which was kind of the opposite way of the back door, and told my dad that I thought I heard the back door open. My dad knew the people that were around us, so he went to go check to see if the door was locked and told me stay in the room with my mom. It was about a minute and my dad came in and said that door was locked, and he even opened it to see if anyone was around. He said he even turned the light on for the back porch to make sure no one was trying to hide or something. I was still a kid, so I was still a little worried, so I slept in my parents' room on the end of the bed. In the middle of the night, I got kicked in the head from one of my parents moving around, so I got up and went to room, basically forgetting why I was in their room to begin with. I went to my room and I was so tired I literally fell like face first to bed, but after a couple seconds I felt really uncomfortable, so I switched to my side and tried to fall asleep, but once again after a couple seconds I felt uncomfortable, but not physically, almost mentally. IDK, how to describe it, I just didn't feel right. So I looked around in my room and I saw my chair in front of my desk and thought it was a person. Like I said in the beginning of the thread, it's the thing you do pretty often. So in my mind I connected, oh, it's just my chair and I'm freaked out from earlier. But just to be sure, I got up and flicked the light on and looked at my chair. I'll tell you right now, I've never experienced fear like that in my life, as I saw a man sitting in my chair sleeping, knowing I was right about everything and I should have trusted my gut. I screamed because that's what you do when you're a scared kid, and he man woke up and shot up out of my chair, pushed me out of the way, opened my door and ran out. It was probably about 15 seconds until my dad came in asking, "What the fuck are you yelling about? It's 7 a.m. in the morning." I could barely speak because I was just so scared, and I finally muttered out through my tears, "There was a man sitting in my chair." My dad was confused, got up and checked the surrounding rooms, making sure my brother and sister were okay. My dad came back in and I was still on the ground where the man pushed me down, curled up in a ball, still crying, and he said, "The back door was wide open, he went out that way. Everything is okay," and a wave of relief hit me. My mom the entire time was on the phone with police, and when they got to my house they asked me what he looked like, and all I could tell then was a big beard and long hair, wearing a black hoodie and Jeans. Apparently someone kind of fitting that description has been breaking into people's homes and stealing small valuables while also trying to take a nap in an empty room. So yeah, I got super unlucky that night that it wasn't just some little pile of clothes in my chair or anything like that. So unlucky that I can't have a chair in my room anymore while I'm trying to sleep, or I get panic attacks and freak out remembering the bearded man in my chair.